Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So today's video is about one of the chapters of my villain origin story, and I'm taking it all the way back to middle school because honestly that's where a lot of my lore started. So I would say really 8th grade was like the real like origin story, but like 7th grade, like it was basically like building my lore. 7th grade, some lukewarm bullying was going on, Everyone made it a point to tell me how big they thought my forehead was. They would literally slap their hand on my forehead and be like, girl, you got a 5 head. And then it spanned out to my 8th grade year. People were still calling me 5 head. People that I didn't even know. There were people in my class that I was not close with, I hadn't uttered a word to, that were basically, like when my name was brought up, they would know me because they thought my forehead was so big. And I was like, I didn't even do anything to you people. So anyways, basically 8th grade year comes. I had a friend group from 7th grade. We all carried over. There was a girl in my friend group. I had knew her since elementary school, and like 8th grade was really testing our friendship. I knew her since 3rd grade. I hope I like said that right. But no, I had known her for like a really hot minute. Like we clicked the second we met. So basically we like carried it in. Our relationship is so strained throughout the entirety of 8th grade. I'm getting impatient with this girl, but I'm gonna get to that. So we're gonna use my middle school journal for reference. I have old note cards from friends when we would exchange notes during class. So I'm telling you, I'm coming with the receipts, okay? So I'm gonna break this up into multiple parts. First, we're gonna start with the guy that's basically going to span into other villain origin chapters. So this guy, he was in my art class, and I basically met him through a mutual friend because I had asked a mutual friend for his number. Basically, he gave it to me and we started talking. When we texted, I was shamelessly flirting. And I really should have been way more ashamed. Like, literally, I was laying it on so thick. It was actually so bad. So I remember, like, there was another mutual friend he had. Like, I knew a friend of his. Basically, she gets back to me and she's like, so, she told me, the friend of hers, that, yeah, you were really laying it on. Like, wow. So I was like, oh, maybe like pump the brakes. I pumped the brakes and we're like chill. We like really get along well. We vibe well. And it was really like when I was acting normal and I wasn't making it so evident that I liked him. And basically in art, I moved to their table and I basically get closer to him. Like, like while we're like talking or whatever. Anyway, there was a girl that also sat at the table. She was literally the definition of the beauty standard. Blonde hair, blue eyes. No, she had brown eyes. She was like freckles. She was really pretty. She was really pretty. And then she was the literal definition of a visco girl. Like, she was literally the walking embodiment of the beauty standard. And the thing is, like, anytime like they would bring her up at the table or she would say something to him, he would always get flustered. And I was watching this firsthand. And I was literally like, it felt like somebody was going like this to my face. So then I was like, okay. So then I was like, you know what? I don't even have a chance with him. I eventually move on to another guy at the table that I kind of thought was cute. And he kind of rejects me. So eventually, after maybe like a few months, the guy that I initially had a crush on, he asked me out on a dare, saying that you were supposed to ask your crush out. And I was like, what? Like, the thing is, like, this caught me so off guard because the whole time we were texting, there was no like indication that he liked me. Like, literally, he was talking to me as if like we were just like classmates, like working on a group project, kind of, with some occasional like haha funny stuff. So then I was like, are you sure? But he was like, yeah, could you be my girlfriend? Like, I kind of realized that I do like you even after, like, once, because I had confessed to him before. He realized that he liked me like a few weeks after he rejected me, and I was like, okay. So I go along with it. We date for a month max. First day after like dating, I asked for his hoodie. He gives it to me. It is drenched in Axe body spray. Like, this thing reeks. It reeks. Like, literally, it reeks so bad. When I took it off, the Axe was like glued onto me. Like, literally, I would like go from 1st to 6th period wearing the hoodie, and then I would take it off all of 7th so that the scent could air off of me. Like, that's how bad it was. So then he knew that, and he was like, yeah, I'm sorry, I kind of drenched it before, blah, blah, blah. So anyways, we're like dating the whole time, and like, the thing is, like, our relationship was kind of rocky to begin with. Like, we didn't really know each other all that well, and like, we moved into relationship territory like way too quick. And like, our communication sucked. And then I remember like asking him, this is important, I was like, have I done anything that's ever made you uncomfortable? Like, I'm so sorry, blah blah blah. And he was like, you know, you kind of do show your, like, our texts, like, your friends and stuff, and it kind of makes me like insecure, or like, I not insecure, he was just like, I don't like it. And I was like, okay, you know, I'm gonna stop. So I made a conscious effort to keep all the issues to myself and not share them. So I also, like, he also, like, hears that I felt like a second option. I did not tell him this. I told the friend of a friend of his, like, the friend that he had a crush on, because he also had another, like, he had a like, I don't want to say a female friend, but he had a friend that was a girl. He liked her since elementary school, and basically, like, he's been pining over her since, and she's never given him the time of day. She's always breadcrumbing him, blah blah blah, da da da. So eventually, like, basically, I'm friends with her friend, and they congregate, they discuss it, and basically, me and him, we go to them. We, like, our information somehow reaches the both of them, and it comes back to us, whatever we say about each other. So eventually, what was it? He finds out that I felt like a second option. He was like, no, you're not like my second choice. Like, you're my first choice. Like, you're just amazing, blah, blah, blah. I was like, okay. I'm still raising an eyebrow the whole time. Nothing about this feels right. Nothing about it feels right. So eventually, he starts getting really flaky out of nowhere. You can tell he wants to break up. And I'm like, basically just grabbing at his attention. I'm like, please, like, what are you doing? Come on. Like, this isn't you. He eventually breaks up with me. I could tell because he asked for his hoodie back, and he was like, yeah, my parents are saying it's getting cold outside. I got my hoodie back, and I was like, yeah, okay. And I remember also, we used to see each other in the hallway, like, when we were dating, we would, like, hug and stuff. And then I remember I see him in the hallway one time, and, like, I hug him, and then he was, like, giving me the most half-ass side hug. He's like, all right. So then, like, we go on our separate ways, and I was like, yeah, it's done so. So anyways, we break up. Come a few weeks, I maybe, like, I don't know. I don't even know how long after the timeline, but it all comes out. So let me cite my sources real quick. So I found my journal from middle school. This is the source. Hold on. Basically, he asked the girl of a friend, like the girl that he had a crush on, if it was okay to date me because I was friends with her ex-best friend. And then I was like, I got it at the time, but now I really don't get it. Because it's like, I don't even know this chick. I don't even know the girl he had a crush on. So I was like, how are you bringing her into the mix? I don't even really know her name. Like, I literally did not know this girl closely until I started getting involved with this boy. Like, I literally had a class with her my 7th grade year, and I swear I did not really utter a word to her. So I was like, like, reading back through it now, I was like, it did not make sense. So anyways, basically, my friend said basically, yeah, he did ask her that. And I also asked if it was okay if you two were dating because you were friends with her ex-best friend, and she was fine with it. And he said good, because if not, he would have broken up with me because he knows how badly their friendship ended, and he wasn't sure if the ex-best friend would start hanging out around her when you were with him. And he tried to put his friend's feelings above his own, and it wasn't because of me, but it was because of who I was acquainted with, blah, 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 blah. I was like, okay, like, it would have been nice to know that way before we started dating. Like, literally, they were, like, congregating behind my back. So then, it comes out, also, that the girl he had a crush on confessed to him while we were dating. She knew we were dating the whole time, and she literally still said it. Basically, like, she was breadcrumbing him the whole time, and he finally started dating me, and then she was like, so, I kind of do like you. They did not date after she confessed to me. Literally, he broke up with me. I don't know, like, really why. Like, it could have been a multitude of reasons, but he confessed. Like, she confessed, and he started pining after her, basically hoping that she was, like, about it. She was not. She started going after other guys, and basically he was getting upset about that, and he did not want me for real. It made it so obvious, and it basically confirmed my suspicion from the start that he did not like me for real. So then, Basically, I spent the entirety of my 8th grade year just devastated by this. And like COVID hits and I'm basically like moving on past this. I still try to talk to him like after we break up because he was like, I'm still open to being friends. He literally was giving me the cold shoulder. Like he was not interested in being friends. So that I was like, okay. So there was that. He's going to come up in my other chapters. So we're not done with him. I'm also not done with this lore. So I had the friend group that I carried over from 7th grade to 8th grade year, right? There was the elementary school friend that I told you about that I knew her since 3rd grade. Our friendship started getting so strained. It was getting so weird. Like, she would be saying, like, the most off-the-wall stuff. And, like, it really came out when my parents got a new car. And, like, she, like, it was clearly, like, an indicator that, I don't know, she thought my family was rich. So then she started basically, like, saying, oh, you know, you're not a rich black kid. You're a rich white kid. And, like, you might be black on the outside, but you're white on the inside. And then she was also saying, you know, you have a white heart. And I was like, what? And then she was basically getting mad at me for clocking her on this. I was like, oh, what is going on? And then also, like, I remember, like, there was also another girl at the table. I don't really want to, like, say anything bad or whatever, but it just seemed like she low-key had a fetish for black guys. Because, like, she dated this one black guy, and, like, I don't know, she was acting, like, a little, but, yeah. I remember at the lunch table, she would always ask me every day if she could have an N-word pass, and I would be like, no. And I was, like, she wouldn't even, like, let it go. Like, she was literally asking every single day. And she dated this black guy, and, like, he kind of did her dirty. But, like, honestly, I'm not even saying, like, she deserved it, but it was, like, it really set reality in for her. And I really appreciate that. So, anyways, the friend that I knew since elementary school, she was working my last nerve. She was being racist, openly racist. And I was basically, like, I didn't really clock how racist it was at the time. I kind of was turning up my eyebrows. I was like, what? So then I remember there was this other group. There was a more popular group that she wanted to be a part of. And any opportunity she got to go hang out with them, she would dip from us and she would go hang out with them. And then when it didn't work out, she would come crying back. I remember they were trying to go trick-or-treating, and basically she got invited because she knew one of the people or whatever. She was getting close with them. And she was trying to force me to come. And I was like, one of the people in the group was calling me five-head. And I was like, why would I go? They're literally lukewarmly bullying me. Like, why would I go hang out with them? And then I don't even know them either. I'm literally just going because I know you, and then you're not even going to be talking to me the whole time. You're going to be trying to fit in with those people. Like, it's just not worth it. I didn't say all of that, but I was like, I said I didn't know these people. And I was like, I'm not going. And then she was trying to weaponize her anxiety. She was like, but I have anxiety. It's just going to get really bad. And I was like, don't go. And she was like, but please, I really want to go, but please go. And I was like, no, I'm not going. So I ended up not going. I don't remember, like, what she did, but yeah, that happened. And, like, the thing is, like, it would become a common theme. Like, she would be weaponizing her anxiety. And then I would be, like, telling her, like, it feels like you're victimizing yourself. And, like, it was making me upset. And then she would get mad at me for saying that. And then she would also get, like, so, like, I don't know how to explain it. She was just so, like, I don't want to say, like, sensitive, but, like, she was very, like, tone deaf sometimes. Like, she would say stuff and then she wouldn't realize, like, how bad it was. And she would minimize it to your face almost. Like, it was very manipulative. And then I also remember, like, after, like, my parents, like, upgraded their car, it was so obvious, like, she was basically putting herself in competition with me. That was only the start. I remember Christmas rolled around, and we had a group chat, and basically we sent pictures of what we got for Christmas. And, like, I had the 8+ in 7th grade, and then I upgraded to the 11 in my 8th grade year. I didn't send my whole Christmas haul yet. She texted before I could even say anything. She was like, look, I got the 8+ now we're gonna be twinsies. And then I text back, oh, you know, I have the 11 now. And then basically she, like, you could tell, like, she gets so pissed in the chat. And she's like, what? We were supposed to be 20. And then she literally tried to get her Nana to get her a different phone because she did not want the 8+. And then I was like, okay. And then literally as soon as we got back to school, she was telling any and everybody that would listen that I got the 11 a year after getting the 8+. I was like, it's really not that deep. It's not that deep. I swear it's not. And then, like, oh my gosh. I also got kicked out of that friend group. Honestly, it really wasn't even that I really got kicked out. Like, other people were, like, still friends with me. Like, I wasn't totally ostracized. It was just mainly her. Like, she was literally the problem. Like, if there was ever a common denominator, it was her. So then I was literally, like, clocking her all the time. And, like, I guess people were getting sick of us going back and forth. And it kind of, like, divided the friend group. And then I'm so, so glad COVID hit. Because I was getting sick of, like, almost, like, I was getting sick of her so bad. Oh my gosh, it was bad. It was bad. And then she was also, like, dogging on the guy that I liked, that I had dated for a month. She was dogging on him constantly. And, like, you could tell she was also jealous. Like, it was terrible. She was a terrible friend all around. And then I remember, like, she was always expecting me to fight her battles for her. Like, anytime she got into something, I was just supposed to swoop in and save the day. I remember, like... before school, there was always time to congregate. And, like, I got to, like, school, like, a bit later, but there was still time to socialize. Not even mere seconds before, like, I, like, basically get onto, like, the main, like, little floor or whatever. She finds me. She pulls me aside. She's like, I'm about to get fought. You gotta do something. She was, like, talking tough to these girls or whatever. Like, she was sticking up for one of the girls in that one group. And basically, she was about to get her shit rocked. And then she was basically expecting me to come in and basically, I don't know, do whatever. And I was like, what? What? I don't even know these girls. I don't even know what's going on. What do you mean? Like, what? And she was trying to throw me in the middle of that. That was, oh my gosh. We're not friends anymore. We're so not. Like, I'm not even holding, like, what happened in middle school against her. Like, I'm kind of past it. It's just honestly, like, her character now is kind of, she was very hypocritical to my friend too. But, like, I don't want to air out their business. So, like, I'm just going to say the stuff that pertained to me and just leave the rest. So, anyways, there was that. And then also academically, 8th grade was just so, so trying. I remember, I literally remember we had this big project that was due at the end of the year. And, like, you would work on it in fragments. Like, they would, like, have little sections. And, like, they would literally, like, have days where, like, all the students in this program would have to, like, come to a set classroom and work on it all day. So then... if you worked on it at the last minute, it was so obvious you rushed it. And me, I really didn't give a fuck, you know? Like, I didn't even want to do the project to begin with. I hated it. Who even liked this thing? So, basically, I'm a chronic procrastinator. There was just no way you were going to get me to do that on time. So, I get grounded a couple times because I'm waiting till the last minute to do it. And it's so obvious I'm rushing. I'm staying up late working on it, blah, 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 da, da, da. Anyways. There was that. I did all right on the project, so, like, everything, like, turned out good. It was fine. But, oh my gosh. Geometry was testing me so bad. Like, I like geometry now, but I swear, had you asked me in 8th grade, I probably would have just, like, started, like, clawing at myself if you talked even of that word. Literally, like, every single time we would have a test, like, it would be, like, happening, like, maybe every 1 or 2 weeks. I would literally want to start bawling my eyes out. Like, it would ruin my day the second the teacher would be like, oh, yeah, you have a test coming up. I would flunk every test. It was so bad. Like, I would be scoring D's and below. D's and below. 50 below. 60 below. So then... it was so bad. Like, I was getting grounded after every single test because my mom was like, you gotta stop failing. Like, I don't know what's going on. And then I was on the cheer team at the time, and she was threatening to get me off of it. She was like, if you don't start picking up the slack, I might have to take you off the cheer team because clearly your focus is elsewhere. So then I was like, no, you have to do that. I just don't understand it. And it was also my fault for flunking the test because there were extra help sessions before school, but I did not like waking up early. So I skipped out on them, and hence why I flunked the test. But I would go to those extra help sessions after I will flunk the test because I didn't understand the stuff before I went and did it. So I got grounded so bad. Like, she would take away my iPhone, and then I had this jank Galaxy Luna. Like, the screen was literally peeling. Like, the glass was cracking, and then the battery would fall out the back all the time. And then I was like, okay. And then she started taking that phone too. So I got an MP3 player. And then I knew I would get grounded. So I would literally download K-pop songs on the MP3 player to dance to. And I got bored because I got grounded so much. So there was that. So, and then this isn't really part of, like, the villain origin story, but I have to give you some more middle school lore. I told you I was on the cheer squad. Our cheer squad was so fucking jank. It was so jank. It was so ghetto. So basically, we had a cheer coach. She was there my 7th grade year. I wish I joined 7th grade. She knew what she was doing. She really did. She was going to teach us how to tumble. We were going to have like really nice uniforms. The music was going to be good. It was going to be bumping. And then our uniforms, we were going to have jackets. Jackets! Okay. All of that. She was in the process of like basically like recruiting new members. But after that, they basically started letting her go. We get the attendance clerk as our cheer coach. God, it was bad. It was bad. I'm telling you, it was bad. Literally, our uniforms, like, they were all right, but then we didn't have the budget for the music. We didn't have the budget for the jackets. We did not get jackets. Each time we would go to a school, we were sitting under the AC just shivering. You could see everyone's goosebumps on their arms. And then I was like, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. And then we would have those parent meetings about basically like what we would want to accomplish for the team. Why was the attendance clerk trying to get us to cheer in cowboy boots? Not cheer shoes, cowboy boots. And then, oh my gosh, it was so bad. Like, literally, we did not have music. We had to stick to literally like a few cheers. Like, we had one main cheer where there was actual music, and then we had to like shout for the other like 4 cheers because we did not have the budget to basically like get the music for other cheers. We were performing the same song over and over and over and over, and you could just like tell everyone at the school was over. Each time we went to a different school, it was the same thing over and over. There was nothing new. It was so bad. It was so bad. And then the team was so cliquish too. Like, I hated it. Nobody was like, there was no like cheer unity. And I know like cheer teams are already cliquish. It really doesn't matter like where you go. It's just always going to happen. But it was bad. It was bad. I didn't like it. I didn't like it not one bit. But yeah. There was another time I had some lore building. When I was dating that guy, I dated for a month. I remember like Valentine's Day had rolled around, and like I was basically like, oh my gosh, like I want him so bad, like I wish he wanted me, blah blah blah. And basically like it was like one of those days that like they would designate for you to work on that independent study project. So like he just skipped out on that day because he was like, why would I come to school if I could just work on it at home? And I wish I was genius enough to think that, but no, my mom was gonna send me to school anyway. So like I shouldn't have even bothered to ask. So anyways, I'm like, oh, you weren't at school today. Do you want me to fill you in on like what you missed in the classes? And he was like, no, I'm good. And then like literally like he was being so dry with me. And then basically like I also got word from like, you know, the friend of a friend of his that basically he likes someone at the moment, and like my heart shattered, and I was low-key hoping it was me. And I was like, oh, you like someone right now? And like, who is it? And he was like, oh, you know, like yeah, I do like someone, and I'm like really happy right now, blah blah blah. And basically he didn't really like answer who it was, but I low-key had an idea. So then I was grounded that day too. I was grounded that day. That was ooh! I remember like after I got out of school, I was ready to go home. I was ready to cry. I was at my wit's end. That whole day was testing me. I literally broke down crying in my yearbook class because I was just so over it. And then I get in the car. My dad is going everywhere but home. He was going all around the county, it seemed like. He was hitting up the comic book stores. He was hitting up the Targets, the Walmarts. And I was literally like in that passenger seat. I was like literally like, I want to ball up my fist. I swear, middle school was actually crazy. I did not, no. Like, literally, I hated middle school so much. I didn't even want to go to the same high school as these people. Like, literally, I wanted these people to forget my existence, and I wanted to forget theirs. I still ended up going to the same high school as them anyway, because, like, I had to transfer from a different school. But yeah, it didn't even end up that bad. I honestly like I rekindled like old friendships, and I was like, oh, what was I fretting over? But honestly, I feel like that like those 2-year breaks, because I did e-learning my freshman and sophomore year. I feel like that like 2-year break, it did me some good because it gave me time to rebrand. And honestly, now everyone sees me as the likable queen I am now. So we're chill. We're literally chill. We are so chill. We are so back. But yeah, those events shaped me into who I am today. And I'm just telling you, it's not even bad. I'm not a villain. When I say villain origin story, I really mean events that shape you into the person you are today. I don't consider myself evil. I can be evil, but I'm not evil unprovoked. When you provoke me, then it's like the demons come out. And it's like you're asking for it. I can't feel bad for you. But yeah, that's basically events that shape me as a person, who I am. What shaped me into the person I am today. So, yeah. And honestly, we can trauma bond in these comments, you know, like I really want to hear you guys' stories too. So yeah. Thank you guys for tuning in, and I will be continuing this series shortly. Peace.